and real characters.
Padma Srinath is an educator and very passionate about early childhood teaching because, as she says, the human being's neural networks take form by the time the child is 7 years old. A graduate in astronomy, physics, and mathematics, her life led her to dealing with children with learning challenges, from where she began to delve in depth into what she calls the astronomy of the human mind. What is special about Padma is that people who she has taught over 40 years ago in kindergarten and primary school, and some in higher classes, remember her till today, remember her persona with great fondness, remember what she taught them and how she taught them. And many have reconnected with her after more than 30 years to invite her to their children's weddings, even. What more proof that a great teacher can make long lasting impressions on the child's mind? Padma is truly special, and she is here with us today on our show, Real and Real Characters.
Hi Padma,
Hi, Raji.
welcome to Real and Real Characters. What movie have you picked that has which has a character that has impacted you?
Raji, my choice was a movie of the early 60s called Bandini.
Bandini, meaning imprisoned, is a 1963 Hindi drama film directed and produced by Bimal Roy, the man who directed classics such as Do Bhiga Zameen and Devdas. The film is based on the Bengali novel Tamasi by Jarasandha. His name is Charu Chandra Chakrabarti, a former jail superintendent who spent much of his career as a jailer in northern Bengal and wrote many fictional versions of his experiences. The screenplay was written by Nabendu Ghosh with music by Sachin Dev Burman, lyrics by Gulzar and Shailendra, cinematography by Kamal Bose, and edited by Madhu Prabhavalkar. Bandini stars Nutan, giving one of the finest performances of her career, along with Ashok Kumar and Dharmendra as leads, and explores the human conflicts of love and hate intertwined in the mind of Kalyani. The movie tells the story of a woman prisoner serving life imprisonment for murder. Kalyani, the all suffering, selfless, sacrificing, and strong yet weak Indian woman, must make a choice between two very different men, Devendra, the loving prison doctor, played by Dharmendra, and Bikash, a man from her past, played by Ashok Kumar. Bandhani was the 10th highest grosser of the year. It received not just critical acclaim, but also won 6 Filmfare Awards that year, including the top awards of Best Film, Best Director, and Best Actress, and is still considered a landmark movie of the 1960s, especially being the last feature film of the director Bimal Roy, a master of realism.
The very name, triggers a lot of thought on what is Bandini, what does it mean? And as you say in Hindi, it is one with whom you are bonded or bound. I was 18 years old when I saw that movie, and therefore it was a huge impact at many levels on the authenticity of feeling love within yourself, on the authenticity of somebody making a commitment and willing to live by it, in spite of it not being on the same path. And when life throws you in different situations, what do you do with that commitment? Do you throw it aside or do you sustain it?
What is the character that has really captivated you in this story, which seems to be very intense?
Main character, of course, is character of Kalyani, which is displayed by Nutan herself, who personifies the very name and the commitment that I think the director chose to highlight in this movie. I think she had a very simple beauty about her. And there is a song in the movie also when she's in the peak of her love state. She even says, "Give me a dark complexion, that's okay."
मोरा गोरा अंग ले मोहे शाम रंग दे दे छुप जाऊंगी रात ही में मोहे पी का संग दे दे
The important part of Kalyani is the fact that she was just like any other young girl in a village. She was the daughter of a postmaster who had lost his wife, obviously. She was just as any 18-year-old. And she finding an anchor when she meets a revolutionist. She felt that this is the person whom I'd like to spend the rest of my life with. And that is the commitment, not just to him, but to what she says for the rest of my life. Because parts of the film will show you how she searches for him, but never once losing trust. Her eyes still say, I'm searching for you. Doesn't say, why did you abandon me?
So you think that the aspect of commitment in her and the undying trust is what you have valued in this character?
Commitment and trust are two sides of the same coin in this movie. She's made a commitment to the depths of her own self. And I think when anybody finds depth in the universe, they have to have a platform that will show it. And her platform was to merge with him in wedlock. Life throws her completely in a non-wedded state, with all the tribulations that life will throw to you, people who want you, people who will fall in love with you, women who will rebuke you, who will tease you, who will think you're making use of an opportunity. And she single-mindedly keeps this dimension, and she even uses it to save a family, a husband and wife to be together, and takes on some kind of accusation which sends her to jail. How many people get that kind of scenarios?
It takes a lot out of a person to be able to go through that, especially in today's scenario where people are easily, saying, okay, this is it. I'm not going to take this anymore, and I'm opting out of this problem. So, what do you think it would have taken for her to stick to, or to come through, to go through with that commitment, with that feeling?
It calls for a sense of self-esteem that you don't want to lose. It's not an esteem you want to show the world. It's a self-esteem that you live by. She left the village because there were people who pointed fingers at her for giving, shelter to her paramour for one night. And she went out into the wild world to find her pathways, but sustaining her own commitment to her own self. Anytime we stick to a commitment with ourselves, and not minding what somebody else is going to say about it, I think is what self-esteem is all about. End of the movie tells you the whole dimension of her mind through S.T. Burman's voice, where she sees what she was seeking and she just embraces it.
What in your real life, and in terms of the commitment to yourself and to the cosmos, or the trust in the cosmos, which you have seen from this character, can you relate to in your real life?
My own father, he was in an arranged marriage, and then we saw the tribulations that came through that marriage, and how he sustained it the last day of his breath with dignity and with affection.
Can we look at some character in your real life who has in any which way made a deep impression upon you?
It emerged from my experience as a teacher. There was a little girl, her father used to live abroad. She was living with her mother and her grandfather, and she used to every day come and hang around me and give me a hug and ask me what am I doing, etc. But she had a very deep sense of insecurity, in that if she did not see the school bus outside the window where she was sitting in class, she would cry all day and say, how will I go home? How will I go home? So one day she came to me in the morning and she started off with crying, and I decided to cut it at that point. And I said, please go away, because I'm not listening to your crying anymore. This is the tone I used. 2 minutes later, the bell rang. I came out and the girl clung to my neck and said, Padma, miss, Tata settu poitatema. She was waiting to give me this information. She'd been sent to school because there was somebody who would assure her, obviously, while they waited for the father to arrive. And here I was cold-blooded.
In this incident, what aspect of character do you think was exhibited in these under these circumstances?
It was cold-blooded arrogance, without being sensitive to that moment and ask her why was she crying. I just thought I knew why she's crying. Why do I have to even listen to her again and again and again? Remember, I made a decision the previous day that I have to cut this out, not give her a scaffold. And I thought I was being honest about it without knowing the sensitivity of the moment. Today's platform with the little girl was very different from a platform where she was sitting by the window and looking out for the bus. I put all of it in one basket and dealt with her at a moment when she wanted my hug and my trust. About 20 years after that incident happened, I was standing in a crowded bus holding on to the handle from the top when somebody came rushing from behind and gave me a hug and said, "Padma, miss, you recognize me?" The same little girl whom I shut behind the door. Very easy for her to have said, "Oh, there's Padma, miss," and then got off the bus and just waved, right? So I think what happened after she told me, Tata said, I think my whole body melted and she knew what I was trying to console her or whatever, and she accepted it. She was not angry with me that I pushed her.
Wow, that's most moving.
The idea of trust is very foundational to human personality. We need to understand it for ourselves and not deal with it as the moment situation demands.
Today is a world where we are completely distrustful of each other for whatever reasons. We've come to that stage.
Survival requires trust. You build trust. What does build mean? You put brick over brick over brick and cement it together. Likewise, you will put action over action over action and cement it together to allow trust to build. Education has not allowed us to access our intuitive intelligence. It gives us intellectual intelligence, a gut feeling. It is the first sense that you have of your intuition. To respect it and allow it to move. I think that should be the shift we make in education or in upbringing.
We need to encourage children to exercise that intuition in order to build trust in themselves, in others, and in the universe.
When you play, there are lots of things you do intuitively. So if you can replay its maths, physics, science, blah, blah, with 50% given to music, drama, okay, more play instead of having it once a week as a daily input, I think the body's sense of intuition will start building.
Fantastic. On that note, I think I'll sign off on this. Thank you so much, Padma. So thank you for being on Real and Real Characters.
A spunky, carefree schoolgirl has a deep crush on the on-screen image of a movie star and is unable to distinguish between that image and the real person. This is the description of the main character in a Hindi film made quite a few years ago. What is the name of this schoolgirl in the movie? Who played this role? If you answer these questions correctly and send them to the given WhatsApp or email ID, you will be selected on a first come first serve basis to participate as guest on this show, Real and Real Characters.